So I've got a little web page to help out with maybe the City Vibes people. If I click on the little button that's down here that says Show Events, I get a couple markers plotted up there. And if I hover over this with my mouse, I see that this is a concert and the number of good vibes is 0. And here I see it's an art show and the number of good vibes is 0. It just starts off initialized to that. I'm sure we could get more creative, but for right now, it's a really simple little program based on the same type of things we were looking at in the previous videos, where we have some data that we're hoping we're going to be able to get from a different source, but from right now, I've just mocked it up, and it has a name, a coordinate, and a vibe count associated with each one. Starts off as a string, and I transform it to JSON so that I'll be able to walk through it in a way that would be consistent with how it might arrive if I were to get it from a web service. So down here, this is where the little button is that says, hey, if I were to click on this, show events, this little button here, I'm going to call a little function that is plot events. This is plot events here, and just generally speaking, we're just going through and putting in markers on the map that are associated with our event data. Now, it's interesting because down here, and this is, again, just a little example, but we're adding a little listener that says, hey, if you click on this, we're going to do something. And so just to look at what happens, if I click on this and then I mouse over it again, I've actually increased the number of good vibes. And this isn't a beautiful interface, but it gives us the idea that I could come in and I'm looking at events and I'm pretty excited. And as I click on these events, I'm adding to the vibes. And maybe that's something like what we want to do eventually. And so I just wanted to give you a little bit of code to get going on it. It's a little complicated, and maybe I've overcomplicated it in thinking about how it can scale up. But basically, you create a marker and you put it on the map, and then you're listening for clicks. And when you get a click, what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to find the event. You're going to increase the vibe count. And that vibe count is actually going to be increased associated with the data, not just the title. We could just change the title, but we know that we want to set up the plumbing so that we actually keep the event count on the server so that other people can see when I've voted for an event. This is a little crazy right now, but it's going to be up there in our repo for you to play with and to pull apart. And I hope that it gives you a good start for what you might want to do with City Vibes. Though the interface is a little clunky, at least we can get the plumbing right for the counts for the vibes. Okay, good luck with it.